ามทหารรอบๆใช่ไหม
Leave me be, father.
Leave you be? Your life's at stake. Why, your mother would have my head if anything happens to you.
No, this is about my honor. And ply what mother does to you, I'll practice. I must prepare.
อะไรวะ Speak to the veteran soldier in the camp canteen ไหนวะ
Get a hold of yourself, soldier. I've no bloody idea who you might be, but I hope you're a civilian.
Relics, artifacts, trinkets and talismans, hallowed and highly valuable.
I'm interested in objects that belong to the soldiers who perished in the battle 3 years ago. Not any old things. They have to be magically active. I know how to check.
That's not my speciality, Witcher. I deal in relics.
Got anything interesting there?
Ash from the stake where Sabrina burned. Nails that fastened the wheel of death. Splinters from the wheel. I've also got some metal parts and some of the martyr's garments. Whatever your heart desires.
จะรู้ได้ไงว่าไหนของเควสวะเนี่ยไม่มีเลยอะคุยกับคนนี้
Mind if I join you?
Think I've the right to stop you from taking a free stool?
No right, but you might not want company while you drink.
And why might you want to drink with me?
Always better to talk business over a tankard. Let me buy a round.
All the same to me.
Getting sad drunk.
Mm-hmm. My son's decided to kill himself. He's decided to duel Lieutenant Avid, known as the Butcher of Sidorus. All in all, that makes him a dead man.
Lieutenant Avid? Who's that?
A killer.
Plenty of those in the army.
No, killing enemies is not the same as slaughtering your own countrymen. The Butcher likes the latter, and he's good at it. The best.
They're going to duel to the death?
Are you that ignorant? We've been sitting here for weeks. Nothing is happening, and hence said don't like that, so he's organised some diversions.
You mean tournaments?
Not like tournaments, more like murders. Mock battles without the mocking. The duellers really leave the arena on their own 2 feet. When our unit learned that 6th Company was putting forward the Butcher of Sidorus, there were no volunteers, so we drew straws and it fell to Sven.
He can't back out?
He can, but he won't. I've pleaded, I've begged, but my son's a stubborn one. The pup's got honour. But what good's honour to a corpse?
Ma.
What if I helped you?
What kind of question is that?
Could I count on you in return?
Save my son and there won't be a thing I wouldn't do to aid you.
I take that as your vow. Where's Sven?
Training in front of the canteen, near the mercenaries' tent. You'll know him when you see him. Why didn't he turn out like his mum? Must be the devil's...
นี่ใช่ไหม
Are you Sven?
Who's asking?
Somebody who just might save your ass.
Piss off!
I promised your father I'd help you.
Then go back and ask his pardon for tricking him.
Will you feel better when they kill you?
He'll certainly feel worse if I cower out.
I'm the last one who'd ask you to do that.
What will you do? Summon the Butcher and send him out on an urgent mission to deflower the Virgin of Edern?
No, we'll fight as a pair against Latond and his second. Your honor will remain untouched, like a 12-year-old nun's petal.
Why do you wish to help me?
Don't ask me to explain myself. Now wave that sword around some more. We both need you to practice.
โอเคมาชาเลนจ์ใครนะไม่ใช่ชาเลนจ์ดูแบทเทิลคนเนี้ยนะขอดูดาบมันเลยดิดาบมันโอ้ยดาบมันดีกว่าเยอะเลยอะเนี่ยโอ้โหต้องเอาแล้วจังหวะนี้
Pencil can be touchy. You'd best keep quiet about that.
คนไหนคนเนี้ยนะ
This is a brothel, not a military camp.
คนนี้
I'm looking for Leton David, the butcher of Cidaris.
What do you seek?
I want to try my luck.
Strange. Most shit themselves at the sight of my sword.
They say you're equal to a witcher in a fight.
They lie. I'm better.
We'll see.
You'll need to wait. I've a fight lined up already.
We could always duel in pairs. I look around and I see the cream of Kedweni knights. Someone's bound to agree.
I am Edwin Lysam, known also as the Petal. If Letond will have me, I'll gladly stand at his side.
Why do they call you the Petal? I've no need for one who ploughs maidens simply for the pleasure of deflaring them.
You offend me greatly, Letond. I owe the moniker to the fact that I place flower petals in the mouths of the foes I defeat.
I'll be glad to see anything stuffed in the Witcher's mouth. So be it.
What's a witcher doing here? Surely they hired him to take
Okay.
grace from the battlefield. And that better. We can understand. And? Has he agreed?
Yes,
Some whoresome, eh?
unique among them. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Let's go get him.
กูเกือบตอบอันแรกไปแล้ว
Most gracious king, noble lords, men at arms. Shortly in the arena you shall witness the famed Letond David, known also as the Butcher of Cidaris, at whose side shall stand the Honourable Edwin the Petal Lysam. Opposing them are Sven of somewhere and Geralt
ไม่มี
of
ฉายาด้วย
Rivia,
เป็นเด็ก
Witcher.
เป็นเด็กใหม่อยู่
May the gods favor the better men.
รู้สึกว่าเสียงมันดังมากเลยเนี่ย
Begin.
ขนาดกูเบาเสียงแล้วเนี่ยคุยดาบคู่ด้วย
What? What?
เอาไอ้เหี้ยไม่ใช่กูเปลี่ยนเวทแล้วเหรอวะทำไมมันไม่หยิบโล่มาใช้อ่ะ
Hail to the victor! Glory to the vanquished! The prize in the contest was a noble title. Our gracious and merciful ruler, King Henselt, shall generously bestow this upon the young Sven. Heralds will announce these subsequent duels. Long live
เอา
King
ไอ้ดำหายไปไหนอ่ะ
Long live Kedwin!
ขอดูดามหน่อยสิ23 ถึง 28อันนี้กระจอกโอเคต้องเอาดาบไปขายแล้วเริ่มเยอะดาบเริ่มเยอะแล้วโอเค
Thank you. You salvaged my honor.
He salvaged that foolish head of yours.
I'm a knight now. The king himself will do the honors.
You were born in a pigsty where the labour came to your mother 18 springs ago. Nothing will change that. Witcher, I said you could demand what you will, and my word's no worse than a noble's.
You demanded payment for helping me?
This is between your father and me.
Who do you pray for?
I can't say.
And neither can you, father.
An old soldier's word is no handful of hay with which to wipe your arse.
I'll have naught to do with this.
Go to Madame Carr's brothel and ask for Whistling Wendy. The madam will take you to her tent and leave you alone. Wendy will ask what you wish. Tell her you want her smile to open the gates of paradise. Are we even?
Yeah.
เมื่อกี้มันพูดว่าอะไรนะ
Beware of Vincent Trott.
กูก็อ่านไม่ทันเลยอะเมื่อกี้
He may be hiding with the conspirators. Dangerous man, that one.
Death Mole's looking for him. And if he finds him, we may all end up tasting the executioner's axe. That scoundrel falls into the sorcerer's hands. He'll give us all up to save his own skin.
I'll be careful.
Trott wears a magic suit of armor. He could prove a difficult foe, even for you.
ผมเข้าใจด้วยว่ามันก็ไม่ได้เก่งภาษาอังกฤษ
Witcher,
ขนาดนั้นนะ
What?
the king is impressed with your skills.
Ah,
He's
ไม่ทัน
calling
เลย
me
อะ
to organize a tournament.
If this goes on, his entire army will be slaughtered before he moves against Edirn.
This time it'll be a tourney of knights. None of that slaughter for the riffraff to enjoy. The king will reward the winners handsomely. If you're interested, find me by the arena.
โอเคเทคสแควร์คอยน์ตรงไหนนะตรงนี้โอ้เดี๋ยวนะตอนนี้เราอยู่ไหนแล้ววะเนี่ยไอแมปกว้างของมันที่กูงงมากเลยอะอะไรวะ
Piss off out of here.
You're talking to an elder, so show a little respect, you prick licker.
Respect for you? This is no place for crappers like you. Out, I said.
Aye, true. Join the pigs in the pen. That's your place.
เฮ้ยพวกเดียวกันได้แท้ทำไมต่อยกันเองเนี่ยทำร้ายคนแก่เฮ้ยเอ้าทำไมคุยไม่ได้วะคุยคนเนี้ย
Are you all right?
You'd best leave. Old Maverick ain't a good companion. Unless you're looking for someone to mock.
What I saw back there, that happen often? What's the problem?
I've bigger problems to deal with than the camp tramps. My nightmares have invaded my waking life. The specters haunt and hunt me by day.
Come on. Nightmares are common. Start at the beginning.
One night, I walked to the riverside and sat there, staring at the stars. I must have fallen asleep. I dreamt of my birdie, her milk-white bosom, her gentle voice. I saw and heard her as if she sat beside me, and then that voice became a terrifying whisper, curdled the blood in my veins. I opened my eyes, but the spectre remained. It went on talking, hovering over me, stretching its mitts out towards me. I felt a deathly chill, and then it happened.
What?
Never been a coward. At the fore and fierce in many battles. But a human's one thing, a spectre's another. No other way to put this. I shit myself. Out of fear. Pants right full by the time I got back to camp. Since then, they mock me. Call me the crapper.
I didn't see anyone mocking you. Well, except for those two drunks.
Then you haven't looked around well enough. I'm the laughing stock of the entire camp.
What time did the spectre appear?
I went to the beach after my watch, so it must have been an hour before midnight. I've no idea how long I slept, but when I reached the camp, it was dawning in the east.
Why did you go to the beach?
During Henselt's last expedition, we stayed in a house there. My unit was on the lookout for Demaven's forces trying to cross the river. I just wanted to recall the old times.
So you took part in the campaign 3 years ago?
Took part? I barely escaped with my life. Leva, the brothel medic, saved me. Talk to her if you want to learn more. She knows everything about the camp.
I'll deal with the spectre, but you should know a witch's services don't come cheap.
My soldier's pay is meager. Got but a few coins in my pouch and some pipeweed. Will you do it for that?
All right.
มีจ่ายก็โอเคแล้วภารกิจส่วนใหญ่ก็อยู่ข้างนอกแคมป์หมดเลยเนาะเอาทีละเควสแล้วกัน Ask around about
Everything fine?
symbol of college โอเคหายากหน่อยนี้ Little sister โอ้เควสอย่างไกลเลยแต่ก็มีใกล้ๆอยู่ลองไปดูก่อนไม่เสียหายกูมาถูกทางไหมเนี่ยไม่ใช่ต้องไปตรงนี้อะไรอ่ะเอากูนึกว่าศพจะได้คนนอนโอเคมาเป็นทาง
Oi, Witcher! Out in these wastelands hunting monsters? Well, if you see two of my men, tell them I'll rip them both brand new assholes if they miss muster.
What are they doing there?
It's a common malady. A day don't go by that some dimwit don't sneak out of the camp to go to the gullies.
They may never return.
Anything's possible. But I, for one, hope they just overdid it with the liquor and fell asleep in some bush.
We'll see if I come across anyone.
Luck be with you. You're a good fellow. Ah, find them and you'll see Corporal Zivik knows how to be grateful.
Not another fucking stone.
โรสแลมลูกแกะหลงทางอย่าเพิ่งเอาทีละเควส Expo Huncliff more information
Not another fucking stone.
เอาตรงนี้ก่อนแล้วกัน
I want to stock up on provisions.
Seek and ye shall find, as the prophet Nabiuna would say.
He was a shepherd, had experience in seeking and finding.
You know the good book, that's worthy of praise.
Any discount on account of that?
No.
ไม่มีอาวุธขายเนาะมีแต่ขยะ
I fought the Nilfgaardians a few years back.
Make camp with the Black Ones.
น้ำมึงอะ
Greetings.
Welcome an opportunity when it comes.
They say you run a traveling pawn shop. Heard you even have books.
No song, no supper.
Nobody mentioned you speak in proverbs.
A willful man must have his way.
Ah, you're doing this on a bet. How long do you have to go on like this?
Lost time is never again found.
อันนี้ก็ไม่มี อันนี้ครับดาบอันนี้ดาบเมจไม่แรงมากไม่สนใจเท่าไหร่หนังสือ Book contain valuable knowledge Earth element นี่ไงหนังสืออันนี้คืออะไรอันนี้คืออันนี้คือของเควสเหรอซื้อ
We should have our say. Take an interest in things.
อ๋อติ๊กถูกคือกูมีแล้วขอโทษเอ้ยแหมกูก็เสียไปเยอะด้วย
Or it will turn out like the mill in
ขายคืนเลยเฮ้ยเปลี่ยนผมด้วยเหรอแมวอะขายคืนก่อนโหแล้วขายคืนได้อย่างถูกเลยซื้อมาหลักร้อยขายคืนหลักหน่วยแม่เจ้าไหนก็ไหนแล้วกูขายดาบด้วยขายชุดขายดาบขายแม่งหมดอะขายทำทุนไอ้เหี้ยเอ้ยกูจนเลย
Well, we should at least object somehow. Spit at the sight of the black ones. Turn our heads away.
ทำทุนคืนก่อนไรโดของกันคุยได้ไหม
Well, Witcher. Girls, prim yourselves. How can I help you, handsome?
I wanted to talk.
We're no strangers to the art of conversation, but it'll cost you just as much as a good plough.
คุยเรื่องอะไรอะ
Sounds all right.
Ask away then. What would you like to talk about?
Anything interesting going on in the camp?
Soldiers are scared shitless, what with this battle approaching. They'd rather drink themselves silly than let us honest whores make some coin. Is that interesting? I doubt it.
Not raring to fight, are they?
They might have been eager at first, but the longer we sit here, the less lively they become. Fighting's like ploughing. Lust for one, and you lust for the other. Well, how can
I wanted...
We're no...
Sounds...
Ask, what would you...
I wouldn't mind knowing what you think of Hensel.
มันเสียตังค์เท่าไหร่วะ
Madam.
ลืมดูเลย
What can I know about the king?
I seem to remember that madams and innkeepers know everything.
He used to come here to plough, to develop a camaraderie with the fighting men like, but that was just a phase. Most likely only ploughs sweet-smelling ladies now.
โอเคไหนดูตังค์ก่อนดิตังค์ก็ไม่ได้หายนะ
How?
I wanted...
We're...
มี900นะ
Sound...
Ask, what would...
Heard of the Virgin of Edirne?
Hasn't everyone?
Any thoughts?
Oh yes. A maturing woman like that never been ploughed. Her head's bound to be muddled. We'll have peace when she drops her sword to grab a nice healthy prick instead.
ไม่ได้เสียตังค์นี่หว่า
Well, how?
อันนี้คืออะไร
I'm looking for a whore.
เอามาหากะลีเฉย
Plenty of those you'll be glad to hear. But you'll need to show me your coin before you choose one. We all have our principles. Well, these are my girls. Choose, white-haired one.
เอากูจะกอกไก่ได้ไหมเนี่ย กูไม่ได้อยากจะเลือกเลยเนี่ย กูต้องเลือกอะไรวะเนี่ยกูมองไม่เห็นผู้หญิงด้วยซ้ำเนี่ยโอ้โหอย่างเยอะไม่เอาไม่คุยละ
The Ripper is afoot!
แต่อันนี้เป็นอะไรเดินมูนวอล์กอะไรเนี่ยทำอะไรอยู่ขอส่องหน่อยได้ไหมจ๊ะอ๋อไม่มีคนเรียกว่าเป็นซ่องแบบเคลื่อนที่นี่เองโอ้โหเขาเรียกว่ามาเลือกน้องๆกันได้เลยต้องคุยกับใครนะคนนี้เหรอ
I see you finally decided to relax. Have I ever told you I think you lead a very unhealthy life?
You've mentioned it.
Evidently not enough for you to take it to heart. Anyway, the whores are quite decent here.
Maybe some other time.
You worry me.
I wonder what Sheila's doing in Henselt's camp.
You're not alone, because she's wondering what you're doing at the king's side.
How do you know?
She asked me about you.
What did she want to know?
I have no idea. I realized right off she was sniffing, and told her she could smell my fingers if she wanted. That'd be all she'd get.
And she gave up.
Mm-hmm. See how careful I am?
Have you tried to, approach Vess?
I've thought about it. On the one hand, I've never rogered a soldier, but on the other, the clean clang of steel against steel at an intimate moment could put off even the most attentive lover. Why do you ask?
I just like to know. Heard anything about Letho?
They say he's hiding in the ravines. He's not alone.
I know.
I fail to comprehend exactly why you have it in for him. He escaped, so what? You're no king, and as such are hardly in danger.
I'm tired of having to explain that I'm not the Kingslayer.
Hensel believed you.
But he's still not sure, and I don't want him doing me any favors.
Let's say you catch him. What then?
I'll decide once I've heard him out, learned the truth. Maybe I'll see his point, or maybe I'll just cut off his head. Henselt's camp is abuzz with rumors about the events 3 years ago.
When you burn a sorceress at the stake, rumors spread faster than the seed of a lascivious barrel.
I know you primarily value sorceresses for their firm busts, but I'm curious. What do you think of Sabrina Glevisic?
Sorceresses complain about feeling underappreciated, persecuted even. But let me tell you, Geralt, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. If they didn't meddle, they wouldn't be burned at the stake. They keep whining about the horrors that took place on Danet Island, about the order of the world being destroyed. But let me ask you, who brought that about if not them and their scheming?
My memories and feelings seem inextricably linked. I seem to be recovering both. I believe Yennefer's alive, and I'll eventually find her.
Triss, Yennefer, that's some life you lead, my friend.
First off, we have no idea if Yennefer's still alive. Second, we have no idea if Triss is alive.
True. You seem to have 2 women, when in fact, you don't even have one.
Their kind doesn't die easily. I'll find Triss as soon as I've dealt with the assassin.
What about Yennefer?
I won't know what to do about her until I see her.
And they don't trouble the locals?
ต้องคุยกับใคร
Gonna pay for looking too. Diddle yourself, pauper.
Are you Leva?
If you've got a growth of some sort and you're here for the salve, get in line.
Nothing of the sort this time. You were here during Henselt's previous expedition.
What of it?
I have some questions.
Be quick. Half of Henselt's nobility's waiting for this salve. They've all started pissing blood out of longing for the spouses they left at home.
Did many soldiers survive the battle 3 years ago?
But a handful. The rest were just vaporized. Those who could walk dragged those who couldn't. All the survivors were horribly burned.
I'm interested in that tower.
It's the remnant of a manor sacked long ago. They call it the Tower of Debauchery, since Madame Carol made camp at its foot.
The ravines around the camp, they don't look like they were shaped by nature.
They're proof of the great power sorceresses can summon. Sabrina's fireballs scarred the ground for many miles around the battlefield. 3 years back, it was the home of Malgit, the healer, and his family. While he helped us tend the wounded, someone murdered his children. Malgit couldn't come to terms with the tragedy. and threw himself into the river. The children were buried behind the house. Their graves should still be there.
I'll let you get back to treating all those brave fighting men.
Huh? He said he would forbid them from collecting gold, but not where there's
Go
no
to the
river.
hand, okay.
He said they do better building a
Go to
highway
the
to the
cemetery. โอ้โหอย่างไกลไกลจัดๆเลยแต่ก็ต้องไปเนาะมันเป็นเควสนี่ ขายอะไรอะไอ้เหี้ยดาบอย่างแพงเลยแต่สเตตดีสัสขายอะไรดีวะเนี่ยมาที่คราฟติ้งไดอะแกรมเชี่ยอยากได้ดาบอะดาบแถมแม่งโหเป็นดาบซิลเวอร์ซอสด้วยเฮ้ยอันนี้ดาเมจเท่ากันเลยนะดาเมจโบนัสไซอะดรีนาลีนเจเนเรชั่นออนฮิตติ้งโฟเอาที่ไปก่อนก็ได้เดี๋ยวทำเควสเรื่อยๆแล้วก็เก็บตังค์มาซื้อดาบนี้ซิลซอส34นะโอเคซื้อนี้ไปก่อนโอเคปึ๊บแล้วก็ใส่รูนด้วยรูนใส่ยังไงเอ่ยบวกเลือด15อันนี้บวกเกาะ2แป๊บนึงขอเคลียร์ดาบก่อนกูจะนี่ไฟล์รูน incantation ดาเมจโบนัสไซใส่เลยได้ไหมโอเคใส่เลยปึ๊บใส่ไปเลยส่วนอันนี้ก็บวกเลือด15ใส่ไปโอเคหาตังค์มาซื้อดาบมันทำเควสละโอเคได้เป้าหมายการทำเควสละเอาตังค์มาซื้อดาบแล้วมึงมีเสื้อผ้าขายไหมขายก่อนนี้เสื้อผ้าอุ้ย1,500แม่เจ้าโว้ยโอเคเก็บตังค์โอเคได้เวลาเดินเก็บตังค์หาฟาร์มตังค์แล้วแต่อันดับแรกเลยนะกูจะไปตรงนู้นปึ๊บลงน้ำไม่ได้อะอันนี้เต็นท์ของทหารเราพวกเราใช่ไหมใช่จริงด้วย
Here to spy on us.
Who would I be spying for?
For Henselt, the Death Mold. I heard they hired you.
It just so happens we have common aims. But don't worry, observing Vernon Roach isn't one of them.
In that case, to what do I owe this pleasure?
I was wondering what you're actually doing here, Vernon.
The Blue Stripes never want for work, especially in a hotbed like this.
You're not about to tell me, are you? And here I thought we had something special.
I've got my finger on the pulse, and I've not forgotten what I came here for, Geralt.
Foltest's assassin.
Precisely. He's holed up like a rat, and he'll meet a rat's end.
Any idea what's happening on the other side of the Battle of Spectres?
Well, I expect not much has changed. A bunch of dwarves, elves, and peasants are trying to figure out how to save Edirn.
Saskia is an exceptional woman.
But just a woman, nonetheless. Besides, how would you know?
Just a hunch. and there's all the talk. Besides, to assemble an army of elves, dwarves, and humans who fight side by side, you pretty much have to be extraordinary.
You'll not persuade me some woman will defeat Henselt in battle.
You're forgetting one thing. Kedwen's just fighting for a better life. Eddern's fighting for life itself.
Motivation's important, I grant you. But it can't trump knowledge of the art of war. Temeria's my only concern. And I'll be glad to see Henselt's forces tied up here. That's a good thing.
Think he wouldn't stop after conquering Eddern? What if he quickly deals with Saskia and turns his army west?
It's possible, but I hope it won't come to that.
You need to be careful. Deathmold can't learn that you're holding a Kedweni spy.
He won't. Don't you worry none.
Deathmold has an excellent net of his own spies.
That spy we caught at Laredo's, Arnold. He's prancing around in the next world.
Did he spill anything interesting?
He was tough, but waterboarding can be incredibly effective. Eventually, he coughed up that Henselt was trying to bring the border towns to a boil.
Henselt's not stupid. He wouldn't want to wage war on two fronts.
That rat Laredo was supposed to stir unrest in Flotsam. Luckily, you rearranged his intestines with your blade.
You miss your old friend, Yorvith?
If the gods are kind, he'll yet fall into my hands. That said, I wonder what the scoundrel's up to.
What news of good old Flotsam?
Thanks to us, it still is good old Temerian Flotsam. If I hadn't sniffed out Laredo's treachery, a Kedweni garrison would be stationed there already. Constable John Natalis has appointed a new commandant to Flotsam. Let's hope he doesn't turn out to be another whore.
How are things, Vernon?
Quiet. Nothing to talk about, really. Like everybody else, I'm waiting to see how events unfold.
Why not stop waiting and try setting something in motion?
My people are combing the area for Letho, who seems to have vanished. There's nothing else I can do. What are you up to?
Busy as ever. I need to lift the fog of specters, reverse Sabrina's curse, and find out who's behind the plot to assassinate Henselt.
I never thought I'd see you so eager to help Henselt.
Coincidence. Our interests happen to have aligned.
What interest might you have in tracking down this plot?
I get the feeling it's all linked. If I can't get to the bottom of this plot, I'll be unable to lift the curse and never recover my past.
In any case, I wonder who's behind it.
Well, I know where the plotters meet. If you want to learn more, come with me.
That would be a grave error. A captain of the Temerian army shouldn't meddle in the domestic matters of another state.
I thought that's exactly what they pay you to do.
Sorry, Geralt. This time I truly cannot help.
He does what?
Puts a pig's eye in his arse. The elder and the recruiter enter, and the mother says, "Son, they've come to take you to war." And he's standing with his back to them, his pants down. He spreads his cheeks and says, "I can see that."
Did they take him?
Not a chance.
ไปฟาร์มตังค์ก่อนจะไปซื้อดาบ ดาบอย่างแพงเลย เฮ้ยบาวสวอตนี่มัน โอ้โห ดาเมจน้อยมาก
Half the serfs knew beforehand and fled into the
เตรียม
woods,
ตัวขายได้เลย
but the rest were pressed into service.
คุย
The
ทั่ว
point says
คุยไปทั่วเลย
these are pansies,
Everything all right, Geralt?
but we'll have to make do.
Greetings, Geralt.
Greetings, Vess. What news from the Blue Stripes?
They're keeping their eyes open, as always.
Henselt thinks he'll take Bergen easily.
A regular army will always win against a popular uprising. I know this, Henselt knows it. I don't understand why Saskia doesn't.
Maybe she'd rather die than surrender. Or she has a surprise in store for Henselt.
Possibly. Henselt keeps the precise plans of his campaign a secret.
Why haven't you set up in the Kedweni camp? Information becomes more available the closer you get to the source.
Henselt doesn't trust us, and I don't blame him. If not for this damn fog, we'd have moved even further south.
We've lost the assassin's trail.
The trail led us here. If it goes no further, the assassins must be in the vicinity. I see two possibilities. Either Henselt hired them, or he's their next target.
We'll find out soon enough. Could Henselt himself be behind the assassinations?
You don't think it's possible? Consider the Pontar Valley. Temeria, Kedwin, and Edirn have been disputing it for generations. Only now, Temeria and Edirn are kingless.
True. Henselt might profit from the deaths of Foltest and Demavend, but covert assassinations aren't his style.
I suppose you're right. The Kedweni king seems to love a good war. Just take a look around. Perhaps that's his ruse. When the cheese goes missing from the larder, no one thinks of blaming the cat.
So, the battle. Hello? Damn it. Salutations. Finn, keep dropping your guard like that and they'll beat your kisser to a pulp. Who do we have here?
Someone who's worried about your close combat skills.
We practice a few hours every day.
And here I thought practice makes perfect.
Really? Care to show us your skill then? White-haired one.
ฮะขอมาก็จัด
Why
ให้
not? Who's willing?
I'll try. See if you're as strong in your arms as you are in your gob.
หนอ
Let's see
ต่อย
what
มวย
my friend Vernon
มา
taught you.
Make some room.
จัดมาดิ
Guard up. That's more like it.
เอาเว้ยทหารต่อยกันเว้ย
Close the distance.
Got a feeling Fenn won't remember much of that fight. With a few more surprises up our sleeves. How about you?
When the time comes, practice on your own for now.
Keep your guard up. That's more like it.
Orders and got busy preparing to leave
ค
the
งมี
village.
ให้คุยแค่นี้มั้งฐานตรงนี้
Up to him